Welcome back to your weekly roundup of everything that happened in Zenless Zone Zero, where we will cover everything that you missed inside and outside of the game. And this week we're gearing up for everyone's favorite tiger theron, Ju Fufu. But let's start off the in-game news with just that. If you haven't gotten Yishen yet, now's your last chance because on Wednesday the 25th, the banners will be changing from Yishen and Astra over to Ju Fufu and of course, the rerunning Caesar. The A ranks to go alongside these banners will be Ben and good old Corn. So if you're still unsure whether or not you want to pull for Ju Fufu, I did make a video the other day discussing why you may or may not want to pull for her. But if you're still trying to scrounge up some polychrome, don't forget that there's a pretty decent amount to be gained from doing the various achievements tied to Holo Zero exploration. But aside from the new banners, there's also some more Ju Fufu coming your way on the 25th thanks to her TV schedule and her agent story, Tiger's Billowing Roar, which will of course give a little story for Ju Fufu and provide us with some more trial stages where you can test her out in-game to see whether or not you like her. Then on Friday, we will have our regularly scheduled Deadly Assault reset, and this time no Miasma Priest, although instead you can expect to face the Bringer Sacrifice, the Notorious Pompeii, and the Unknown Corruption Complex, which is the big spider mech. And I know many of us have been feeling left out with all of the Operation Yum event stuff that has been happening in real life around the world, but on Saturday the 28th, everyone will be able to experience Operation Yum in-game by heading over to Crispy Boo in Reverb Arena to earn some polychrome and some upgrade materials. But more importantly though, who doesn't love free stuff? And to help you in your Ju Fufu pulls, starting on the 25th, there will be a login event called Enormous Surprise, where you can earn 10 encrypted master tapes and 10 boopons for simply logging in. But if that is still not enough for your Ju FuFunds, if you would like to top up on some polychromes yourselves, why not try using LD Shop? Especially considering you can get top-up options cheaper through LD Shop than you would in-game, with discounts of up to nearly 22% for new users. For example, purchasing an internet membership through LD Shop costs only $3.87 compared to the $5 if you were to purchase it in-game. And topping up is really easy. All you need is your in-game user ID and your server. Once you fill those in, you can click on top up, choose your payment method, and within seconds your order is completed and you can see the rewards in-game. And yes, you can even get the double bonus for first-time top-ups. LD Shop is a trusted and authorized service that is 100% safe and legitimate. Also, if you use my link in the description when you register on LD Shop, you will also get a 5% off coupon to use. And if you spend over $80, you will also gain a VIP membership, which can earn you free internet memberships and regular coupons. Once again, you can check out the description and the pinned comment to start saving with LD Shop. Moving on to social media events though, let's all take a moment to wish a happy belated birthday to two agents from last week, one of them being Pulchra and the other being Miyabi. Now, one thing I do find funny about this is that there is a bit of a disparity in the views between these two birthday posts, despite them being posted on the same day at the same time. Maybe it's the Miyabi fatigue, or maybe it's the thought of seeing Pulchra without her mask. But either way, happy birthday to both of them. And then last week I mentioned the start of the Operation Yum collab with Liho T in Singapore. Well, this week it is being expanded upon further with a Twitter event where you can share your collab event photos by commenting with the image as well as your user ID on the linked post in the description below. And then 6 lucky winners will be receiving a building block set each. In other parts of the world though, if you're in London, firstly, hopefully you're surviving the heat there, but secondly, there will be a 4-day long Zenless Zone Zero Xbox pop-up event happening from June 27th to June 30th at the O2 in, well, of course, London, where you'll be able to see some cool cosplay and of course have a chance to get your hands on some official merch and prizes. And over in America, a friendly reminder that next week, during Anime Expo in Los Angeles, from the 3rd to the 6th of July, there will be a Zenless Zone Zero booth with some cool free gifts, like for example a Bangbu headband, a Bangbu pin, and a special merch box. But again though, do be warned, these will be a limited stock run, so be sure to keep this on your radar and to get there early if you don't want to miss out. Otherwise, there will of course also be other pieces of merch available for sale that you can get, and the ones being shown on screen are only a portion of what will actually be available at the booth. But moving over onto the speculation zone though, today we're going to focus on Ashuo and the new daily divination mechanic, introduced in the Wi-Fi Peninsula. There are two things to bring up. The first one is one I've already mentioned in a previous video, but the TLDR is that even though you can only choose to do divination or a daily scratch ticket each day, you can still try to cheat the system by going to Howl and scratching off just enough to see whether or not you'll be getting polychrome or dennies from Howl. And if you see that you'll only be getting dennies, you can instead leave and do divination, because even if you do get dennies there, at least you might be making some progress on the collection achievements. The other one, which is a lot more of a schizo theory has to do with the symbols surrounding divination. There are 6 different symbols, and for the most part, they each kind of represent one of the elements in-game. You've got ether, you've got fire, then there's physical, electric, and also ice. But then there's the 6th symbol, which is like a crescent moon. So this begs the question, does that mean that there is a potential 6th element, a lunar or a moon element? I mean, we've already seen them introduce brand new classes into the game. What's stopping the devs from introducing a brand new element too? And I highly doubt that this extra symbol would have been added for no reason. Otherwise, they probably could have just stuck with 5 symbols. Unless for whatever reason, there was a dev that decided they had to have 6 symbols to increase the number of divination combinations that are possible. But that symbol being a moon might also not be a coincidence. After all, the moon in Zenless Zone Zero also has something going on with it, considering that there's hollow corruption that we can see. But again, maybe this could just be a symbol for whatever it is that the Phaethon siblings have going on with them, or will have going on once we unlock more of our power. Because, spoiler alert for 1.7 I suppose, if they could somehow reverse the ether corruption to save people, maybe there's an anti-ether element or something like that. Or, hang on, let me cook now. My tinfoil hat is tripling in size right now. But maybe we go to the moon and we like cleanse the moon or something. Maybe Sarah is just like Gru from Despicable Me and all she wants is to take over the moon because maybe somehow that will empower the creator or some nonsense like that. But whatever it is, remember, the devs do like to add subtle references into the game about what's to come in the future. Sometimes they're not so subtle. But as an example, before Astra Yao was even released or drip marketed, her posters were plastered all over New Eridu. And even now with Yuzuha, Alice and Minato from Spook Shack, obviously now we know who they are and specifically what faction they are from, but before any of the drip marketing, if you were to read some of the internet posts in-game, you would have also seen the name Spook Shack being dropped in a few of those posts. So again, maybe this moon symbol is another of these subtle hints being thrown in. But as always though, that is purely speculation. Some other not-so-subtle drops is also the mention of the previous Yunqui Summit Master before Yi Shen, who supposedly is mysteriously missing. Throughout the Shriban Temple restoration, we're always talking about the Tide Fair and how it used to be conducted by the previous master, and I'm willing to bet that the mysterious girl from the end of Season 2 trailer is almost 1000% going to be this previous master. But I guess it's just a matter of time until they decide to drop the big reveal. And let's also not forget the Angels of Delusion name drop that I'm sure left many people dying to know when the idols will finally be revealed. But what do you guys think of that moon symbol? Do you think it's just a random throwaway symbol or is there more to it? And if it is a new element, what do you think it would be? Otherwise, as always, thank you all for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, liking, commenting and subscribing is greatly appreciated. And also, this Wednesday I'll be live streaming my Ju Fufu pulls. So why not come by and wish me luck on stream? Please, I beg of you, I need the luck. I cannot afford another 50-50 loss. But anyway, I will see you all next time. Bye bye!